Loveline with your host, Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew.
Andrea,
Yes.
you're 17.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Hi. I just want to say that your show is great.
Thanks.
I've been listening every night for the past 2 years.
Wow.
Wow. I haven't even heard every show in the last 2 years.
You learned anything?
Yeah, a lot of.
All right, good. What's going on tonight?
I just want to know how you guys are always talking about how like young ladies tend to follow their role models as in their father in their relationships.
Not role models so much as sort of the particularly if you're abused, the quality of abuse that gets rendered sort of gets stuck with you. If a dad abandons you when you're young, if a dad strikes you, if a dad is abusive emotionally, that tends to be the kind of person you think of yourself in relation to and want to fix and want to have love you and make better again. And so you seek those things out in your adult life.
Well, if your dad was a boozer, you're attracted to a boozer, and if your dad was a beater, you're attracted to a beater.
It sort of answers the question of how do I make him love me? How do I reenact this thing and make it okay?
Yeah, well, my question is that since, I've never met my father, but I have really older brothers, and they've been really good role models for me. I was wondering, like, if which one am I going to follow, like...
Chip. Is that the oldest?
No.
Ernie?
No.
Can't think of the other kid's name. All right. Yeah, don't worry about it. Your dad's not been around?
No.
What about stepdads?
No.
No stepdads?
My mom's never been in a relationship after.
Really?
How old was your dad when he left? How old were you when your dad left?
I've never met him. I don't think I was even born yet.
Well,
that presents its own batch of problems.
Yeah,
but
may or may not.
if your older brothers were good to you, and your mom didn't drag in any beatnik that molested you in the early 70s, then you're in good shape. Oh, actually, you weren't born yet.
Do you have relationships now?
Yeah, I have, friends and stuff.
You been any boyfriends?
Sometimes.
They've been okay?
Yeah.
All right, that's done.
You're fine.
We're done.
Andrea, don't worry. It's going to be what it is, and you're going to be fine.
We got heroin addicts who are cutting on themselves to talk to tonight.
On hold.
That's right. All right, it is Loveline. Phone number, 1-800-LVE-191. Fax number, 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and a addiction medicine specialist. God bless you.
Today I didn't feel like one.
Yeah. But let me get on the show.
Was that yours?
Having mic problems. I sounded like my mic. Oh, you think that was you, Mike? Oh, Mike was futzing. Mike, would you conduct your experiments after the show, please?
He really looks like a
Dr. Frankentard in there.
Faraday in there.
He's waiting
Jacob's ladder next to him.
Waiting for lightning so he can animate Anne. All right. Bring her back. Melinda Messenger is our guest tonight. Now, Melinda may not be a household name here in the States, but in the UK, she's very well known. She's one of these page 3 girls. Drew, you know what the page 3 girl is?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
All right, for those of you who don't know what the page 3 girl is, in England, they have all those tabloids, and they have page 3, and they have these great, busty, topless women. It's fantastic.
If I remember, it's not even a tabloid. It's one of their significant papers.
Yeah, the equivalent to the
Sun, isn't it?
Right, it's the Sun, but that's a tabloid, isn't it?
We'll have to ask her when she gets in.
Oh, no, I think they have page 3s and what would be the equivalent
LA Times
of Wall Street Journal over there.
Yes, that's right. It's finally admitting that they'll do anything to sell a newspaper, and so if the stories aren't good enough, let's throw this into.
Well, you look at it this way. I don't get the newspaper, but I would get the newspaper if Melinda was on page 3 at the top.
Says it all. Right there. That's it. Those are the extra papers they want to sell.
Anything that can encourage the youth of America to read, Drew, I am for. Anyway, Melinda is she's a burlap sack filled with bobcats. Wouldn't you say that, Drew? Mm-hmm. She is spunky and good-looking and busty and it's just the way I like them. So, and she got that British accent. So it always makes you seem smart, too. You know what I mean?
They usually are.
Yeah, okay.
They have something called an educational system over there, and it works.
What was that middle word?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, the point is she's going to be in here, and she's, well, let me just read a little something from the bio. Think of her as a woman that looks like Pamela Anderson, has the humor of Jenny McCarthy. I'd say Ruth Buzzy. I think she's funnier than Jenny. and the appeal of the girl next door. Do you like that, Drew?
Yeah.
I think all men are longing for that. So she'll be in here in a few minutes, and we'll get to the bottom of her. Also, Drew and I have some stories to tell. I have a very busy weekend. Friday night was Darren from Goldfinger's bachelor party.
Oh, bachelor party.
Yeah.
You went to that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Met at a strip club called Crazy Girls in L.A. And anyone who's been to a strip club anywhere in this country knows that they only employ crazy girls. So I don't even know why you would call the place Crazy Girls. It'd be like calling
strip joint.
Your hot dog stand rolled meat in a bun. You know, I mean, wait a minute. It's the same thing. A lot of crazy girls there. And then we went over to the Seventh Veil where they were really naked. I mean, naked. Like I was going to pull out a speculum, kind of naked. Like real education naked. And, you know, I realized I haven't been to a strip joint in a while, and this show has just ruined me. Just ruined me for it. Because
this show.
Oh,
yeah.
I should really sue Infinity and Westwood One and all that for taking away my emotional livelihood. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised you want to kick my ass. I'm the one that led you into that.
Oh, no. There will not be it'll not be punches thrown to him, but I'm going after you financially. Think about that. Don't you think I could go into court and say, see, here's the problem. I've been talking to so many screwed up 18-year-olds whose dad and uncle did God knows what to them, who got into stripping and pornography, that when I go to one of these strip joints, that's all I can think of.
Think of a sick, disturbed, hurt, pained person.
Right. I'm sitting in the club on Friday night.
You start talking to them, don't you? Oh, my God, they're real people.
All right, but
they're actual people you have to talk to.
I could talk to them before that, too, though. Yeah. But it was always like, you know, you love it, baby. Yeah, you know, here's $1, but there's more where that came from.
I'm sure they're pissed, though, if you start...
No.
Where's Dad?
Here's the problem. I'm sitting in... No, I'm not getting in. Are you kidding me? Where's Dad? Please. I'm sitting in Crazy Girls, and there's this one good-looking, blonde-haired girl, and she's from, I'm going to screw this up, but she's from someplace like, where do reindeer come from, Drew?
Auckland.
Oh.
I don't know. Greenland.
Okay, let's just say Greenland. She's from Greenland. And as I'm talking to her. So the problem is Darren and the rest of the Bachelor guys didn't show up for an hour later. So I was just sitting in this club alone, feeling weird, feeling dirty, sober.
People knew who you were?
8:30 in the morning. Well, I mean, 8:30 in the evening. Couple people did. But anyway, the point is I'm sitting there and I'm talking to this one stripper who's like cocktailing. And she says she's from Greenland. And I said, oh, that's nice. What brings you out here? Well, modeling and stuff. And I said, oh, well, it's quite a far stretch. Come from Greenland, living out in Los Angeles. And she said, I've been out of the house since I was 14. And I went, abusive stepdad put his thumb in your ass, and you left the house crying, and now you're running around naked, and I'm throwing dollars and aiming for your crotch, and I just felt like a big a-hole.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. As it is, I could only stay another 4.5 hours before I had to leave, Drew.
Mission accomplished. Time to go on to the next host.
Yeah, I'm broken. I'm officially broken. But had a good time, hoisted a few beers, and went to the wedding yesterday, had a nice time. And then Drew and I today did the new Hollywood Squares.
All day.
All day. But really, they treat you right over there.
What's that?
Good food. Played some video games with Drew during the lunch break.
Great lunch, yes.
Kicked Drew's ass in some sort of...
video race car
some
thing.
Kind of race car game for 4 games straight. Ate and noshed on some lovely food. Had a great time.
And then they give you, we go to these things. This is the first sustained sort of network appearance we've had, I think. This is network, wasn't it?
I guess so.
And they give you these baskets usually, they're kind of food. They give us an extraordinary gift.
Greatest gift in the world, this basket they gave us today. Usually the basket is worth more than whatever's in it. When you go on, when you go on Keenan or you go on Vibe or you go on one of these shows, they give you a basket which really it's like $4 worth of wicker and $2 worth of mugs inside the basket. You get a lot of candy corn and you get stuff like salmon chips and stuff.
Bagel chips.
The thing that's funny about the baskets is they're always chock full of food that's really just meant to destroy dental work, and you always eat them in the order you go good to bad. And here's how it works. It's like you get home, you tear the basket open, and there are the honey roasted peanuts, and you go, oh, this is good. And you get through the rest of the stuff. They have salmon chips over there, caramel corn, not interested in that. Going to eat some of this honey roasted peanuts. Eat that all out. Then you go, ooh, here we have almonds that have been dusted with bitter cocoa. And you go, ooh, that's good. And eat those. And again, you're looking at the salmon chips and you go, not going to touch those.
I'll never eat these.
Fast forward 4 days. You're sitting watching TV eating salmon chips. And some guy walks in and goes, hey, don't those things suck? And you go, oh, they're horrible.
Yeah.
Could I have one? No. They're almost gone. So the basket today, beautiful tie and a CD Sony Walkman. What else in there, Drew? I mean, it was huge.
Yeah, it was nice.
I mean, it was like Christmas morning for me opening that basket.
Yes.
Oh, it's awesome. We got to get back on that show and get another basket. Sergio.
Yes, sir.
You're 24.
Yeah, I had a question. I just caught my father cheating on my mom, only he doesn't know that I know.
What were the circumstances?
What do you mean?
Oh, boy.
No, that's my fault. How did you catch him?
Oh, okay. See, my mom went to Arizona on vacation, and I went to go visit him. And when I went to go visit him, I saw him coming out of his bedroom with his underclothes on, and she was walking right in front of him. You know, so all he did was tell me, what's up, like it's slang. And
You don't live with your dad?
no, I don't.
Where do you live?
I live down the street. I've been married for almost 2 years.
I see. And so you see you found him with somebody else. Okay. All right, what do you want to do?
So I don't know if I should approach him or not, or tell my mom or something.
Why don't you approach him? Well, he knows you saw him. Right?
Well, he just said, what's up?
Yeah, well, he just told me what's up. He told me to wait outside. He'll be with me in a little while. That's it.
Mm-hmm. How long your folks been married?
26 years.
Uh-huh. And is this the first you've ever heard of this with your dad?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And who was the woman?
Beats me. I don't know her.
You never saw her before?
No, but the neighbors said that she's been around for a while.
All right. But what are we going to do?
I don't know.
Stay out of it?
He's out of the house.
Talk to Dad.
Dad's doing what Dad's doing.
But talk to Dad. Tell him how it makes you feel, how it affects you. I mean, you're obviously disturbed about it. It's not what you believe in. It's not consistent with your values. And be careful. I mean, even as an adult, never underestimate what the modeling of your parents' behavior can potentially
Thank God
cause
my
you to
parents
do.
did zero modeling.
No. I mean that anything they do, it's somewhat of a
they didn't
license
pose
for
for
you.
anything.
I understand that, but I'm just talking about I'm not talking about doing modeling. I'm talking about modeling behavior.
I established them both as losers on I think it was my 4th birthday.
You modeled that for
stopped
quite a
watching
while.
it.
You got that one down.
The loser part?
Yeah.
Oh, shut
Then
up.
you moved on.
All right, Sergio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should talk to him.
I do.
Don't threaten him or anything. Just talk to him. See what he has to say for himself, all right?
Oh, okay.
All right. Good luck. And don't do that yourself.
No.
Well, give it a few years. As a matter of fact, Sergio's probably been married 2 or 3 years. He's 24 years old. So if he can hold out another 22, 23 years like Dad did, well, God knows how long Dad's been cheating. I bet Mom knows.
Yeah.
He's pretty casual.
Yeah.
Sends the son over. He's in his house. Women are smart.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not... Actually, I shouldn't call women smart. It's like calling a raccoon smart or something. They just know stuff.
Yeah.
They got a keen nose. They got keen eyes. They can tell what's going on.
Then they have to. Women accept way too much crap these days.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Right.
And they just accept it. It's not necessary.
It isn't?
Next call.
Okay. Tony,
Yeah,
you're 16.
yeah. I like your show. Your show is great, man.
Thanks.
You're King Adam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Tony.
And Drew.
Yeah.
Drew's the smartest man in the world.
Wow, Tony. So what's your question?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm 16 and I smoke a lot of pot.
Mm.
And my friends tell me I'm addicted, but I don't think so.
Well,
How much pot do you smoke?
hang on. Let me tell you the pot addiction story, and you see if it fits you, okay?
Hold on. I got to go smoke some pot in the parking lot while Drew gets into his pot addiction story.
Can you do that bong noise?
Yeah. Let me pick up the bong. Here it goes.
No, that wasn't the
Yeah.
Jesus, that is bong noise. It's like I can smell pot in here now.
Tony, the deal is, here's how marijuana addiction works. It is someone generally with, in the vast majority of cases, has a family history of alcoholism. The first time you really get high on pot, that's not usually the first time you use it. It's usually the third or fourth time you use it. First time you actually get high, you have this amazing experience. It's just it's great. You love it.
Yeah.
And you wake up every day thereafter thinking about it. And you smoke pot most days from then on. And that'll go from somewhere between 1 and 20 years, at which point the damage that it causes will start to cause depression and memory problems. And you'll switch to something else, either speed or alcohol at that point. That's marijuana addiction. If that's you, then you're addicted to pot.
Because I heard Drew say once that most people who are addicted say that they love pot, and I would say that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pot, it's funny that most surfers smoke a lot of weed because pot and surfing are really the same thing. They're sort of a way of life.
I surf.
You surf. See, there you go. You didn't say that on the screen or anything. I just, and actually I wasn't even thinking of that. I was just thinking,
laugh, too.
most guys who surf a lot, as you know, whenever we have a surfer on this show, my policy is I'm never going to let my kid surf. As a matter of fact, I'm going to beat him within an inch of his life with a surfboard on his 5th birthday, so he's scared.
Of surfboards.
Yeah, because every loser I grew up in the valley with who got into surfing by like 13 or 14 is still surfing and can't hold a job down because the swell rolls in and you got to take off work, right? It's a way of life. And the guys I know smoke a lot of weed, it's a little bit of a way of life too. And you mix pot smoking and surfing, that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
It's like having 2 jobs, but except for all you get is sand in your crotch and a phlegmy laugh.
Yeah.
What, is that from surfing or smoking weed?
Both.
All right.
Keep going.
So listen, here's the deal. Listen, pot's not going to kill you, but it's not a good idea when you're young. It just isn't.
If you become addicted, it's like any other addiction.
Right.
It is profound, and it is really. I've seen some amazing destruction caused by that.
And listen, all you idiots who like to make that distinction between physical addiction and emotional addiction, who cares?
Look, you can either stop or you can't. That's it. You can either stop or not. And if you can't stop, you're addicted, and it requires treatment in that case.
What's the definition of addiction, Drew?
Ongoing use, progressive use in the face of consequences.
All right. Now, does it matter if you put emotional, physical, or spiritual in front of that?
You can't stop.
You can't stop. Hey, listen. Big boobs aren't physically addicting, are they?
You can't stop.
I cannot.
There's no progression there, though. You see,
I don't know.
It's not like Woody Allen and...
I was on D cups in high school. Now I'm up to E.
Slight progression there.
Where's Melinda? She's a good D cup there. Yeah, we're gonna bring her in. We're gonna bring her in. I just want to talk to this caller for a second, but we won't finish him off. We'll just tease him. Mike?
Yes.
You're 19?
Yes, I am. I just want to say that your show rules. Listen to it all the time.
Thanks.
Cool. But my question is, I had a friend in Florida when I was down there. He went to a store and bought himself a penis pump. I'm just wondering if there's any fact behind it. If he swears by it.
He swears by it. And he'll find out more. Hold on.
All right, that's good. Here's the only reason I think the penis pump may work. I've seen the penis pumps in the display case. It's kind of funny when you're putting together a display case at the sex shop, and it's like you got the cock ring next to the penis pump. That's next to the Man of War vibrator, and this one's next to the French tickler. And then some guy walks by and goes, "I'd take the Benoit balls." And I'd put them next to the cock ring, and then let's go ahead and put the schlong harness. Hey, I'll tell you what. Why don't you take the dildo, poke that through the schlong harness? That'd be nice. It'll be like a set. Like when you see a mannequin, they're wearing the cardigan sweater and the long sleeve shirt.
I get it.
Okay.
The imagery is overwhelming me, though.
All right, we're going to bring Melinda Messenger in here in just a moment, and she's the hot page 3 British model, and she's got a bunch of other stuff going on, so we'll talk to her, and then we'll get back to the penis pump all after this.
And this is Steve. We're from Garbage, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yeah? Phone number, 1-800-LVE-191. Melinda Messenger is here. I wanted to say something, but I'll get on with Melinda and just make myself a little note to talk about something that I forgot to talk about earlier. I've looked through Melinda's portfolio, her modeling portfolio, and this is a spectacular woman. just spectacular. A great combination. See, she's not one of these waif models.
Definitely not.
But I don't like that. And let me tell you something. She could be, except for she has big jugs.
What's wrong with my ears? They're not that big. What are you talking about?
Oh, Drew, you tell her during the break what jugs are. I'm looking at this thing. I mean, it's just spectacular. I'm looking at all these covers of magazines and Esquire and whatnot, and just not only is she fantastic in real life, but she's the camera likes her, as they say. So with Drew, the tripod likes him, but in this case, the camera definitely likes Melinda. And I don't see any real topless stuff in here. I gotta be honest with you. Isn't the page 3 stuff topless?
Well, it is, but I only did the page 3 stuff for a very short space of time. I did that for about sort of 3 months.
Ooh.
And I must have done about more of that sort of bottomless. But
Yeah.
I have to explain that. Not bottomless, but decent bottomless.
From behind.
Yes.
There's a beautiful black and white
It's
picture.
one of those arty kind of things.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't. I only did the page 3 for about sort of 3 months. I think I did like a handful of topless shoots.
And what happened? I mean, how did that all get started for you? And by the way, page 3 is just that, page 3 in England.
Is it one
Absolutely.
magazine? One journal?
It all started with The Sun, which is our country's sort of biggest paper, and it is a tabloid paper. And
Right.
basically, page 3 of the paper that always features a topless girl. And I think that's sort of been going since the 70s.
The most famous one would be Samantha Fox, at least out here, right?
Yes, yeah. Samantha Fox, Kathy Lloyd. I don't know whether you would know any of the others. But
All we know is Samantha Fox, but sort of the same mold in the sense that not long and angular, shorter in stature, bigger in bust, and cuter around the noggin.
what on earth's a noggin? Or do I not want to know?
No, noggin's good. That's where your ears are attached to.
Okay.
And very, very spunky.
Very spunky.
I like that. How old are
We
you?
don't use spunk in England. I have to tell you. Do you know what spunk is in England?
Uh-oh.
Do you know?
No, it's something you leave in the
Okay.
hamper?
It's a male bodily fluid.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Probably not the right word to use when
No,
we're talking
you could-
about page 3. Spunky.
Well, I'd say page 3 has been spot welded to page 4 on more than one occasion and more than one home around
I
the
can
UK.
really guess the tone of this now, actually.
Oh,
In
yes.
those few short seconds, I get the whole picture.
So-
But I have to say, I did only do that for a very short space of time, and it was really sort of purely by accident that I happened to do that. Now it's very different.
How did you get, how old were you when you got started in the modeling, and how did you get into that?
Well, it was only last year, and in fact, I had a very normal life up until one day. I was working in an office. I was an office manager, and I did a local modelling campaign for a local model agency, and it just so happened that I happened to be in bra and knickers, as you do, in front of a pane of glass, and it got lots of press attention. And because of that, I ended up appearing in the national newspaper, The Sun, and consequently ended up doing lots of TV interviews and lots of paper interviews. And then things sort of evolved from there. I ended up doing interviews on TV, which led me to presenting, which you call hosting, and so on and so forth. So it was all purely by accident.
Well, it sounds so much more civilized, doesn't it?
It really does. Every word they think of is better than what the word we chose,
Queen's
whatever the
English.
action is. This queen, she deserves, I'd like to get a piece of this queen if I star her.
She would be very pleased.
Is that what she sounds like?
That's exactly what she sounds like.
Now, how old are you
I
now?
wouldn't be chuffed with
You
this
can't be-
impersonation.
You can't be very old. What are you, 22?
Oh, I am actually. I'm knocking on a bit. I'm 27 now.
Really?
I am.
See, they think it's a bad thing not to have the sun in England, but look at the women. I mean, the sun.
The sun? As
The
in
thing around which our planet orbits.
the orb.
Yes,
Yeah.
The star. Yeah.
Right. Look at
we
her.
have the star as well, I have to say. We have the sun and we have the star. And we have the mirror and so on and so forth.
Yeah, but the point is look at her. She looks like she's completely unscathed. I mean, not the 27.
27 isn't exactly...
It's not old,
Shocking.
but I mean,
it's
she
not-
looks like she's 21.
But that's probably because I spent an hour putting on my makeup before I came.
Really?
Yes.
Doesn't show. Does not show.
Not under this subtle light, but put it
Oh,
under a
man.
bright light and boy, will you see.
This is a spectacular, spunky broad. I got to tell you. And you married?
I love that word, broad.
You married?
Am I married? No, but I'm engaged
Oh.
to be married.
He's gay. Is he in a rock band or something?
No, he's not. No, he doesn't. Well, he sort of travels around with me and keeps me company and everything. So.
Oh, he's here?
He's here.
Oh, Christ. Lock the door, Drew. Okay. Oh, is it the big, good-looking guy with the glasses on back there? Is that him?
No, he's over there. Look, he's sat. Oh, no, he's not there. He's done a runner. Wayne, where are you?
Oh, he's going to rendezvous with this guy pal. Oh, is that him waving there? Oh, no. Oh, he is so lucky. All right. That's good. The girlfriend could be listening to the show tonight. So, Mike.
Yes.
Question about the penis pump.
That would be it.
That's right. Do they have this penis pump in England?
I'm sure they probably do. I haven't actually come across one, but I'm sure they've got them.
Yeah, but they probably call it something else, like a
penile
banger blower or something like that.
Mike, what's the question? Oh, do they work?
If it actually works, or if it's just a bunch of BS he was telling us.
What does your friend swear?
He swears it increased the size, made it a little bit bigger, round girth. He just said it was all round.
If he kept it on, I think it would add 1/4 inch in width and almost 3/4 in length. Wouldn't it, Drew?
If you wore it all the time?
Yeah, if you just actually pulled the condom over the penis pump before you had sex.
Life must be full enough that you would not have time to place that thing over yourself and sit around. You know what I'm saying? There must be other more productive things to do with one's time.
Oh, I understand.
I don't know, Drew. I mean, if you're going to spend leisure time, you want to spend it collecting stamps. You want to.
Well, the other thing is
spend it improving your penis.
This, in terms of whether it works or not, the price suggests it doesn't.
Yeah, except for I went into one of these places recently and I saw one for like $249. It was like the Stealth model. It was made out of aircraft aluminum that had been lathed out of single billets of aluminum, and it was a beautiful mechanical device. I wanted it just because I'm a tool buff.
But surely these things, it can't be permanent. I mean, I can imagine it would probably be temporary, but surely it can't have a permanent effect, can it really?
We don't seem to think it can. And here's the deal. It could be marginal and it could be temporary, but if it's anything significant, okay. That's a good way to end it. But I was going to say, if it had any kind of significant change in the penis size, every guy in America would own this, right?
That's true.
That, and again, this is a male preoccupation, has very little to do with what women are looking for.
And I will second that.
Oh, you will?
I will.
Don't need the big penis?
No, definitely not.
We could have made such a couple.
Wait a minute, she says she doesn't need one.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, jackass, you hear what she said? That's why I said we could have made a great couple.
Okay, I see.
Because I don't need
Christ. Lydia.
I thought you were alluding to the fact that the reason she wouldn't...
Don't talk anymore. Right. That's enough.
We had a long day, pal.
Yeah. Lydia?
Yes.
Yeah, we did a shared dressing room on the Hollywood Squares. It was pretty funny. I sat down in the makeup chair and I didn't shave. I don't like to shave, and I shaved the day before, but I didn't shave this morning. We had to tape 5 of these Hollywood Square shows today. And every one of these shows has the same woman working for it. She's 5'1", she's Jewish, she's just entering menopause, and she's going through the roof, right? And their job is to be nervous about everything all the time. They just come in with a clipboard going, what, who, where, what's going on? And you just sit there. And she came up behind me, and I was getting makeup put on me, and she said, "You didn't shave? You didn't shave. You're not going to shave?" And I said, "No, I'm not going to shave." She said, "Well, why not?" And I said, here's the thing. I got a TV show where I sit around and talk about jacking off. I don't need to shave. And she went, "Yeah, but you're not doing that TV show today." And I said, "Okay, that might not be the show we're doing, but you couldn't argue with the fact that I'm here because I do a TV show where I sit around talking about jacking off." And then she just turned around and left.
And would it make a difference if you had shaved?
No, they just put so much makeup on you couldn't tell, could you?
I could not tell.
Lydia.
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. Hi, I just want to say, first of all, that the two of you are a great match. It's the best show.
Me, Melinda?
No, you and Dr. Drew. And Melinda, I love your accent. I love anyone that comes from England. I just love listening to you. Even when people who are rude, who come from England, they're rude to me. I just love listening to them.
Oh, thank you, Lydia. That's very sweet. Who's rude to you? That's a bit shocking.
Oh, well, I work at the Chicago Summer Hostel this summer, and I've had quite a few wonderful people from England that I've met, but I've also had people who are real blankety blanks. So
really,
so what's going on?
Okay, I am just curious about the bipolar disorder, and I'm just wondering, how does one know, or how do I know if I have it or not?
Manic depressive.
characteristics.
They have that in England?
What is bipolar?
Manic depression.
Oh, is it?
Actually, they just have depression in England. They can't have the manic side to it, do they?
Why don't you tell me what's going on with you? Let me see if, because I mean, to give you a formal definition, it's fairly involved. So what's happening with you?
I do from time to time get depressed, and I don't know why, and it does feel like it's physical, like it's a physiological thing. My sister is manic depressive, and she's on medication. I don't know what medication, and I think my dad was, and I'm just wondering if it...
She is not on medication?
She is. I just don't know what the medication is.
Why would you think about bipolarity since all you have is unipolar symptoms, depression?
Because I guess bipolar, from what just a little that I know of it, is it like you, like the woman in Oregon who had an affair with a 14-year-old, is it kind of like you live two different separate identities or two separate...
I think that was much more than bipolarity, that whole story. But bipolarity is manias. I mean, is manias followed by depressions. Now, the fact that you've only had depressions does not mean that you won't necessarily eventually have a manic episode. Doesn't mean you're not necessarily bipolar because you have a family history, so it sort of puts that question on the table. People with bipolar history in the family have higher incidences of other psychiatric disorders than bipolar illness as well. So clearly there's something that may be going on, but to say that it's bipolarity, I certainly can't, just in a little bit of information.
Go to a shrink. Go to a psychiatrist.
Go to a psychiatrist, see if there's somebody. There may well be something biological going on, but I'll tell you what, the first order of business is to make sure there's not a medical problem causing the depression. You'd be amazed how frequently, particularly people that are biologically prone, when they have a medical condition, depression becomes part of the symptomatology of the medical condition, like a thyroid problem or a chronic infection.
Right. Well, go talk to somebody. I want to talk to Melinda a little more. What cup size are you, if you don't mind? You got to be CD.
I prefer a mug, actually.
Oh, that's better.
I like
that transition didn't bother you?
I like the Stein.
That didn't bother you?
No, you got. What are you? D? CD?
Are we talking bra cup size?
Yeah. Do they have that in England?
Oh, we do. It's a double D, in fact.
Wow. That's great.
There's two of them.
That's great. It's a double D, so that's 4 Ds altogether?
4 Ds.
Oh, that is excellent. And I would guess...
It's nice to know you get to the important questions first. I like that. It's that nitty-gritty.
I don't want to do it, but my listeners demand it. All the stoned 14-year-olds are falling asleep next to their bong and starting a fire right now. But I would guess the number before it is fairly small, like a 34.
Yes, because I've got a very tiny back, you see. So, in fact, you are absolutely right. It is a 34.
You hear that? It's the sound of my penis smacking the computer screen. Oh, my goodness.
Tap, tap, tap.
That is great. Now, listen, let this be a lesson to all you guys who think the number's big and look for the number. You know, these guys, they go...
it's just not important.
Yeah, they go, oh, man, she was a 45. Forget about it. Listen, let me tell you something. You get a 45 double D, you're talking about someone who's on the back of a Harley with one boob dragging and sparks coming out. Believe you me.
But not that numbers are important, as you would know. It's all about, it's about quality and not quantity, isn't it?
No, it's really.
When we're talking in the inches department, that is.
Oh yes, yeah,
yes.
But not in the cup department. Absolutely not. And then you go down to. I'm looking at this picture. I see. But let me try to guess these measurements for just 1 second. I was really excited about the double D. I said CD because I didn't want to set myself up for a fall. You know what I mean? I didn't want to say double D and then have you come back with C.
Actually, it's an A cup, yes.
You see what I'm saying?
It's all tissue.
That would have been devastating to me. Do you understand that? That's like, it's like when someone goes, how much do you think I paid for this bracelet? You don't say $20,000 because if they look at you and they go, it was $40,000, you look like an idiot. You say $1 and then they seem like a genius. Or something like that. Now, let me look at this picture here. I'm all confused now. I got to go with the waist. Let's see. I'll go like 25, 26.
No, it's actually
smaller.
It's 32.
No, that's the butt. I'm talking about the waist.
I know, I'm blind.
What kind of thinking you do over there in England?
I don't know. I think it's about 23, something like that.
And then into a 32.
Then 34.
34. Yeah, that's what I would have guessed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice.
And how about you?
Hey, I'm
What are we talking there? Are we in our 30s, 40s, maybe?
Oh,
No,
you mean
20s, I think. What is it?
what are you measuring?
I'm talking
Oh, the
about
waist?
Yes.
Well, in high school. Forget it. Let's talk about my cars. No, I think I like to think of myself as a 33, 34. I'm a 34. I gotta inhale a little to get into a
Excellent.
33, but
That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm rangy. I look all right with my shirt off.
Do you?
Yeah.
I can imagine, actually.
Yeah, I'm a hairy
You look
guy,
very
but I
sweet,
don't.
actually, with this shirt on,
Oh, really?
I have to say.
All right. Well, we'll just leave that one alone. Yes, and the beautiful thing about Melinda, she's compact, which is nice. How tall are you?
I'm very short, actually. I'm only 5'3".
That's beautiful. That makes your penis look bigger. Hers? No, mine, you idiot.
haven't
I mean,
seen mine.
one's. Point is you're one of these WNBA women, 7 foot tall. She steps on your penis like a cockroach.
I
You think
understand
something crawled onto your
this is a
crotch.
significant issue to you, but let's go to break, okay?
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is Darren from Goldfinger, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Oh, no, that's all I could come up with in short notice.
Yes, it is. Melinda Messenger is here. She's I would say, I'm not really basing this on that much, but I would say the hottest model in the UK right now.
Says that in her bio.
That's what they said, and I'm going with it. And now that I've seen the goods, I'm a believer. I'm thinking of moving to England to stalk Melinda. To get Rackman back in here. Just stalk you.
Stalk me, okay.
Just follow you around.
You know what that means?
Oh, stalk.
Yes.
Stalk,
Oh,
yes.
you said stalk.
I did say stalk, but that's how we say stalk.
Okay.
North Hollywood.
Stalk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stalk you.
Okay.
All right?
As in a stalker.
Yeah. You get a restraining order. They issue.
I've always wanted one of those, actually, because that's when you know you're really there.
You know you've
When
arrived.
You've got your own personal stalker.
Yeah, and I'm the kind of stalker that could do a little cabinetry work too. You know, if I ever broke into the house and you weren't around, I was a carpenter, so I could get busy.
So I could leave you a list of jobs, and they'd all be done for me.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Then I put a little list of jobs together.
Weren't you supposed to meet at Gary Busey's?
Oh yeah,
Similar?
I gave Gary my phone number on Thursday when he left the studio. Said he'd give me a call this week.
He and Rod Stewart. We're still waiting on that one, aren't we?
Supposed to go to Rod Stewart's house and do some cabinetry. Rod Stewart and his wife, engineer Michael, Rachel.
Michael, Rachel?
God, we got to find him a job where he makes more money. That's fine. Rachel Hunter. Oh, you probably know Rachel Hunter.
I do. Not personally, but I know who she is.
She's married to Rod Stewart. And,
Yes.
her sister, her younger sister is living there. That really sounds like a recipe for disaster. Unless they're from two different moms or something like that. But anyway, I wanted to go to Rod Stewart's house and do a little work on his place just to see if I could see him like by the pool or something. But he never called me. But I will go to Gary's house and work on it. You think so? No. Okay. So if I come out to England, maybe I could visit you, huh?
He'll do cabinetry. He's offering.
Okay, well, yeah, there are two things that you could do, actually. I need to creosote my garden fence. So,
Oh, yeah.
if you're available for creosoting.
Creosote is illegal out here because of the EPA. Creosote is something they used to dip telephone poles into back when, and it would bleed. It's like tar.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's weatherproofing. See, when you're in England, it's raining every day. They got a big problem with dry rot
It does.
over
It
there.
rains every day. We're just
I go over there. We'll do the boyfriend exchange program. Send your boyfriend out here. He can host a show. I'll shack up with you in England. Oh, I could just see us in front of the fire now. All right.
Oh, you are shocking.
Let's go on. Gray?
I get one of those old-time popcorn makers, you know, the metal ones that I put right over the fire there.
I can't sit too close to the fire. I might melt.
All right. Really? You don't got any parts
I'm
in you that might...
joking.
Okay, good. That's all right. I can live with that. I got a fake ass. I almost melted it the other night. I had some gas.
You mean you do? I thought it's something you do something to.
What's that, Drew? Would you shut up? Fake ass. Yes, I travel with it. Gray.
Yeah.
You're 27.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Having problems in my marriage.
What's up?
Big time.
How long you been married?
About 3 years.
What's the nature of the problems?
Well, my wife started a new job last November, and it was for an electronics company, and she started to become more distant in our relationship, and
we just started having major problems. We'd fight all the time. We have no sex life. We started to go see a counselor in March, and things didn't get better. It got worse.
What happened in therapy?
It just seemed like, the counselor that I was seeing was a woman, and nothing really happened in the counseling. It's just,
you think she took sides with her?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I really do.
Uh-oh.
Because it seemed like every time I mentioned something, it always turned around like maybe I was doing something wrong, kind of a thing.
Like what? Name it. Give me an example.
Okay, for an example, if I would mention like my emotional aspect of the relationship, like what I felt like the relationship was doing to my emotions.
Specifically, what did you say?
I said that I felt like that my wife was basically, God, how do I put this in the words? It's hard to put in words, basically, because I always have problems with
this. But what did you basically, just try.
All right. I basically told her that I felt like that my wife was more concerned with our relationship on a practical level.
What did they respond to that? How did they respond?
She basically said, she says, well, what do you think she is expecting of you? Okay, and then I would tell her what my expectations were, what I felt her expectations were.
Of you?
Of me, right.
What are those?
Basically, like she wants me to be a houseboy almost.
Okay.
Like I'm not doing enough around the house.
Okay.
Like how many women don't complain about how much their husbands don't do around the house.
Okay.
And, it seemed like our counseling sessions are going nowhere. She's more or less just not giving us any input. All we're doing is just telling her. It's like becoming bitch sessions every time we go there.
I have a theory. I think the counselor's a lesbian, and she's trying to break apart the relationship so she can have Ed Gray's
How many times you been in the counseling?
I rented this movie.
That's nice.
Yeah.
How many times have you been in sessions?
I've been in session about maybe a dozen times, almost a dozen times.
I mean, basically, the therapist is supposed to focus the discussion and create a safe environment for you to talk about things you may not be able to deal with outside of that safe environment.
Maybe, is it just that she's trying to get out all the bad stuff first before you can move on?
The
She's trying to
therapist's not
find out
supposed to
what all
tell
the
you what to
problems
do
are.
necessarily, so much as get stuff out.
Yeah, a bit like squeezing a spot, isn't it? Get all that gunk out and then
Right.
it'll heal over.
But the thing is, like, for instance, I told her about this guy that my wife's friends with.
Uh-oh.
And I think that really is what caused the major problem in our relationship. I mean, tenfold. That was like almost the major cause of it.
Why is that causing a problem?
You think she's seeing him?
In my heart, I don't want to believe that she is, but there's always something in my mind.
Did she complain before she developed this relationship that you weren't available to her in ways that she needed you to be available?
Yeah, but not the way she's doing it now.
All right, hold on. I have an assessment of Gray's situation. First off, I'm going to need Melinda to say this phrase. I've been naughty, very naughty. Just say that, just please. Hold on, let me close my eyes. Go ahead.
I've been naughty, very, very naughty.
Ooh. There's something about naughty.
Naughty.
That the
Naughty,
English
naughty.
do well. All right, now, what was Gray's prom?
Why?
Prostate prom? What's that?
You weren't listening at all.
No,
were you?
I was listening at all.
You weren't.
This is the classic thing that you like talking about.
Gray, okay.
Gray's the classic guy.
Yes, Gray. I have done this counseling, by the way, with a girlfriend and a female therapist, and it turns in. You ever watch wrestling late night, and they have those tag team events? Once in a while, they grab the guy by the shorts and they throw him in there between the two of them, and they start beating the F out of him with a folding chair. That's basically what goes on when you go in at these things. But the guy deserves it, usually. He's usually the one screwing up the relationship.
Long ago.
Long ago.
So maybe the women are just speaking the truth.
Well,
probably.
They started acting out, and so they may be contributing to the crisis, but the original problem was usually...
Gray's very frustrated.
Yeah.
I understand. Gray, I'm picking up a hint of hostility in Gray's voice towards sort of women.
Everybody.
In general.
Yeah.
Right. So Gray, even though he wants the relationship to work out and he's going to therapy, there's just a tinge of misogyny in his voice.
Well,
He's not nuts about women.
It's like there's another one doing that to me again.
Yeah, they're
Right.
all picking on me. They're all out.
Gray, you got a little anger in you.
Yeah, I'm sure I do. Well, it's 1 in the morning over here, too, so I'm a little cranky.
I'd be pissed, too. All right, listen, we got to go to commercial. I mean, you're in therapy.
Right.
you go in. Here's the deal with therapy, Gray. Do your best not to go in there with an agenda.
Right.
Try not to look at yourself as a victim within the therapy and all that kind of stuff. Just open yourself up, lay yourself out,
Open mind
and
time.
see what you squeeze the most out of that $90 you can.
And assess sort of her history. If she has come from abuse or abandoning abusive father, that sort of thing, she's going to have trouble staying in a stable relationship, and you may be in for a world of trouble. If, on the other hand, she's somebody who should be able to have a stable relationship, look at what it was that you weren't giving to her and see if you can't provide that and see if things stable out.
You love your daddy, Melinda?
I do, very
You do?
much.
Really?
Yes, I do.
You do?
What a wonderful dad.
Really?
Yes.
Really? You love him?
Yes,
you
I do.
respect him?
I do.
Precisely
Completely
why,
honestly.
Adam, she would not date you.
But you're attracted to me, right? A little bit?
Oh, look, who couldn't be?
That's it. I'm pulling up stakes. I'm moving to England. Please. She knows how to give a right answer.
I'll have my $5 now, thank you.
All right. I'll give you $1. Okay. We'll be back.
You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yeah. I think we ought to put the Anderson back on there. I don't know if she's still Pamela Lee? Oh, she is. This Mike's got he's a genius, this man. He's the world's only $8 an hour genius.
He sits around and reads the internet all day.
Oh, that's it. I don't know if you can call masturbating reading. Yeah. Someone just put a hole in the side of that computer and put Mike out of his misery. All right, Melinda Messenger is here. Melinda is, she's just a big, bubbly bottle of champagne. She's like champagne with a double D cup. She's a page 3 girl in England. She's
Used to be page 3 girl.
yeah, she's not, but that's how she got started.
Absolutely.
Posed topless a couple of times for a tabloid magazine over there, and has now parlayed that into modeling, and it's only a matter of days, I think, before it's Melinda Mania here in the States. I've already begun it in my pants. Okay, that's right.
Good sound effect. I like
Thank you. Okay, we're going to take a little...
Kiss my ass, Adam.
All right, that's Jennifer Grey. I think she liked me. Oh, that's Fiona Apple. Well, what was Jennifer Grey's drop? Didn't she tell me to kiss her ass, too? Wasn't it?
Yeah, she did something like that.
Oh, that's right.
What did she say?
I'm her groovy master or something like that.
that.
Anyway, Melinda Messenger is here. Model. Humanitarian. Connoisseur of the large chest. Actually, that'd be me. Hey, can I don't want to ask you to do anything you're uncomfortable with, but can you just move your hair a little bit so I can see your cleavage just a little bit?
What, you mean my hairy chest? What are you trying to say here?
the beautiful blonde locks that are hiding them. It's just,
Now, everybody at home's got this wonderful image, haven't they, of me with my hairy chest.
Oh, believe me. They could get right over it in a second if they saw you. We got to get this show on the internet, bro.
Waxing can't do, hey?
Could you just...
No, I couldn't, thank you
Oh,
very much.
please. Oh, come on. Listen. Come on. Come on. I'm
There's
just
nothing
sitting here.
to see. There's nothing to see, trust me.
Adam, look what you're doing to her.
What am I doing?
She's covering up even more.
Exactly.
Okay,
I'm
so
just about to put on my polar neck
Just
dress now
leave her alone.
and just hide under the table.
Boozing. I'm not asking you
Adam.
to dance on the table.
Come on.
Well, hold on, Drew. I'm just saying,
Calm down, Dad.
it's very warm in here, isn't it?
Actually, no, it's not. So you can start putting your clothes back on, please.
You know, this goddamn air conditioner's been on the fritz since I've been here, but it seems to work perfectly tonight.
Drew,
Is that
does he always
right,
do
Drew?
this? Does he always strip butt naked in front of guests and things? Is this normal behaviour?
Drew, don't
Or
go
should I be
along with this
concerned?
charade. Come on, just move your hair a little bit. I'm not going to do anything. I just want to kind of see. That's all. I mean, you're a model. You're a model.
You can't see me. You have to buy the Sun newspaper.
Let me explain
It's only
something.
26
John Popper from Drew, you got 6 pence on you?
26 pence.
John Popper from Blues Traveler. You know that band? He's the big, heavy-set guy, plays the harmonica. They don't have the Blues Traveler in
Blues
England?
Traveller? No, I haven't heard of them, actually.
Oh, really? All right.
We're missing out.
Big band out here. in the
Right.
States. He comes in. He's been on this show 4 times. Every time he comes on, he brings his harmonica and he plays it.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because he's a musician.
Yes.
You see? So he comes on the show, he brings his harmonica because he's a musician, and we ask that he apply some of his craft here to the show. You are a model.
Not anymore. Oh, I'm a presenter, so ask me to present anything.
How about presenting some of that chest over here, please?
I just knew we were going to go down that road.
Oh, my God. Everyone becomes coy all of a sudden.
Okay.
Your bus is exposed to millions of horny, bad-toothed Brits across that horrible country of yours, and you couldn't give it a second thought, but as soon as some high-powered host on the other side of the pond...
Presenter
would
yes.
like just... I'm not asking you to do anything bizarre. I just want to look at your dress, that's all. All right. I'm going to pout now. Stephanie.
Hello.
Come on, Drew, tell her you're a doctor. Tell her to take her hair out of
Stephanie, what
out
is
of
he
there.
like? Is he always like this to people? This is quite shocking, isn't it?
Actually, I've only been listening for about 2 weeks, and I'm pretty disgusted with him most of the time.
I'm with you there,
please.
Stephanie.
Listen, if you were here, you'd go lesbian in a second. Believe me.
I don't think so.
Hi, Stephanie.
Melinda could turn a born-again Christian into a lesbian inside of 3 minutes.
Stephanie, what's going on?
Well, I'm 25 years old, and I have 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got out of a 7.5-year relationship. It'll be a year August 10th.
Mm-hmm. This was the father of the children?
Father of one of the children.
Okay. Got the
And
picture.
the youngest child. And he married a stripper in May because, he had knocked her up, and the baby was born last August. And he has, since married her and everything.
So he was already seeing her when you guys had not yet broken up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I put up with a lot over those 7.5 years.
Stephanie, you put up with a lot for many,
Before that.
many years.
You had to put up with something or you wouldn't have chose this
Shall we
a-hole,
gamble?
right?
Well,
Yeah, we're going to gamble on you. Hold on a second. And by the way, this guy's a prime candidate for the Adam Carolla penis relocation program. It's different.
Oh.
Before, I was just collecting males' genitalia who are irresponsible at them. They go knock up Stephanie, and then they go meet some stripper and knock her up, too. And they see, we have guys in this country who like to get everyone pregnant and then sort of move around, like some sort of goddamn minstrel show. They travel from town to town.
Fertility unit kind of thing.
What was that?
Like a mobile fertility unit kind
Yeah,
of thing.
that's good.
Yeah.
We could be
quite shocking,
doing that.
isn't it?
They go place to place to get people pregnant, and they just move on. Meanwhile, the kid grows up in poverty. I got to pay for the kid. Drew's got to pay for the kid, and then they grow up and rob us when we're older. It's very ironic that we paid for the kid his whole upbringing via welfare and food stamps. Then when he turns 17, he comes and robs us. Well, we should go over to his house and rob him, as a matter of fact. All right, anyway. We got a bad system in this country. That's why I'm moving to England to Stalking. I'm beginning my work as a journeyman carpenter, traveling from hobbit to hobbit. What are those little towns called?
Shire?
Hobbit?
Okay.
Actually, I'm from a shire. I'm from Wiltshire.
Really?
I am. Not that that's of any interest to anybody, but I just thought I'd throw that in. Anyway, we're going off the track here. aren't we? We've got
Adam seems
somebody
interested in
hanging on the
anything you have to
line
say. He
here
completely goes blank.
She's a genius, that's why.
with some problems.
She's a she-genius. A very rare find.
I thought you were going to bet 26 pence.
We're going to gamble. Can you get $1 out?
What are you gambling on?
Just get $1 out. Do you have $1?
Actually,
yes.
you know what?
Right in that
Okay,
bra.
There we go.
No, that's not yours. Now, come on. You got $1?
I've got $1, but not in here with me.
Oh, really?
Somewhere, yes.
All right, go
in
get
my
it.
Bag in
We'll
the
wait
room.
for you. Hey, could we have one of our lackeys bring in $1, please?
Oh,
Lackeys of complimentary term we
Is
use
it?
here in the United States.
I don't have any lackeys.
Oh, yes. You got plenty of lackey.
Lucky bands.
All right. We're going to gamble on who's this?
Stephanie.
Stephanie Spass.
Oh, look, and here's, it's a magic. Here comes $1.
Beautiful.
Thank you very
Set
much.
that
That's very
down.
kind of
All
you.
right. Here's how the game works, Melinda. We gamble on what Stephanie's upbringing was like.
Right.
What creates a person that would make those sorts of choices?
Got a couple of kids, couple of different guys.
7 years with an asshole.
This guy was an a-hole. He truly was. So
Right,
something's
so
up.
we're trying to work out what Stephanie's...
What her
why
background
is Stephanie
is.
putting up with what she's putting up with?
Yes.
Right, but what caused it
Okay.
in the past?
Okay.
Drew, why don't you go first? Because I don't have any blood in my head.
I'll go with just alcoholic, physically abusive dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, who was separated from mom, but in the life periodically.
Mm-hmm.
No, I would have said actually an absent father. She hasn't had
Fine.
any positive male role models in her life, and somebody comes along and shows
Fine.
her a bit of affection, and she thinks, oh, this is a decent man, and I can change him. I don't mind about these problems. I can change him, but you can't, sadly.
Adam, you all right?
You got a sister?
Sinister. Did you say sinister?
No, I said a sister.
Oh, a sister. Does she have a sister?
Do you have one?
Do I have
don't
a
care
sister?
about her sister. You got a sister?
Stephanie, I do apologise about this. No, I don't. I've got two brothers. One older, one younger.
How's the younger one? It's all right, I'm flexible.
He's got long hair.
Come on. Yeah. I'm sure he's a
type.
good-looking guy.
He
right?
is, you know.
I have a few pints.
Exactly. What the hell?
Turn him over. I gotta know. All right.
That's shocking.
Oh, yes. All right. I'm going with something with Dad. You went with absent Dad? Geez, between the alcoholic, abusive Dad and the absent Dad.
Sexually abusive.
Really?
Sexually abused by neighbor or something.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy. It's just...
No, I wanted to go sort of benign Dad, like Dad around just didn't care, didn't pay any attention. Although I would have gone with absent Dad, but I wanted to jump on that. But okay, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Okay, what's up with your dad?
Well, my parents were divorced when I was much younger. However, that really hasn't had any bearing on my upbringing.
Stepdad?
My biological father was an abusive alcoholic.
No!
Yeah, so Drew was right. You were wrong.
But did you see much of him? Because if he wasn't around, does it matter?
I would probably visit him maybe once a month. Sometimes I'd go 6 months to a year
It's the person that she was... It's the person she was connected with as a young child.
Right.
So.
And in fact, I have... on the occasion, especially recently, over the last 6 months, had more contact with him.
So, but do you see how this set up the pattern that you're now acting out over and over again with men?
Well,
men that leave.
My mom remarried, and my dad, so to speak. I mean, he
Your
is
stepdad.
My stepdad who raised me. I mean, he is just an absolute wonderful person. I couldn't love him more. When I was 19, I was legally adopted by him.
Well, that's all good.
Yeah.
That's why Adam was picking on there was some health in your life. But
let me ask you this.
Not to mention the fact that I graduated high school with honors. I've graduated college. I'm an interior designer.
But Stephanie, that's the point, that we picked up there was
How
something...
did Drew know that your dad was an abusive alcoholic?
For the fact that in my age that I probably have, well, the two kids and the fact that I spent 7.5 years in a relationship after watching my mother try and struggle for so long in her first marriage.
Right. You did the same thing she did.
Right, with the abuser.
I did it for probably the same reason she did, too, because of my children.
No.
No.
You had the children in the first place because of the reason that you needed to be with guys like this.
The reason I was calling is not so much to figure out why I did what I did, because I pretty much knew where I ended up. But I am concerned about how do I explain this to my children. For the fact that my oldest child, even though this person was not his biological father, he's been his father since he was 6 months old.
Where's his biological father?
My older son, his biological father, is not in the picture at all.
Look, I think probably the best you can do is create a stable environment for them, just as your mom was ultimately able to do for you.
Well,
that there's a lot of damage done already, believe me. And it's about trying to heal some of that and to create connected, stable relationships and role models going forward. It's not about explaining things. You don't have to explain anything. You have to create an environment and create some relationships with quality people and just be honest with your children as they begin to ask questions. And be honest with yourself, too, Stephanie. You have some significant issues here. And unless you begin dealing with them, it's going to be very difficult for you to pick that person who's going to provide a stable and connected environment for the kids.
Yeah. Drew got lucky with that guess about the abusive alcoholic dad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He was pretty lucky, wasn't it?
That was actually, but then Drew's a very educated man.
But that's the point. And we can... Adam, you all right? He sounds like... sling blade here.
I like them double D bras, yeah.
Sling blade.
Give me some mustard on them double D bras. That's good. Maybe some fried potatoes. Stuff them in a double D bra.
Okay, now it's becoming clear. So, did your mother leave you when you were young?
No, who cares? She's gone now. That's the important thing.
Did she deprive you of some much-needed milk?
Yes.
The important thing is... Oh, for Christ's sake.
This is where all the problems start. It's all beginning to come painfully clear.
think anybody familiar with Melanie Klein's work would have a lot to say about Adam.
All right. Nobody, including me, knows who the hell this Melanie Klein is.
Okay.
All right.
Famous.
Melinda.
Famous
That's
psychologist.
someone we know. All right, so anyway, where the hell were we with Stephanie? Hey, Stephanie, don't have any more kids. That's number one. I hate to yell at you. I know you're in a bit of a position, but it is really tantamount to abuse to have somebody having more and more kids in an environment that's less and less stable. I mean, it's abuse. You know how we yell at parents who put their kids in a car and don't put them in a child seat?
Yep.
People who leave their kids in a car with the window rolled up while they're in there shopping, who smoke in front of your kids. For Christ's sake, we make it a federal crime to light a cigarette in front of a kid these days. Or how if you have a glass of red wine when you're 4 months pregnant, everyone looks at you like a pariah.
Absolutely.
Let's go ahead and keep it going after the kid's born. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or as it pertains to other kids.
So unless you can give them a stable and loving home, then you shouldn't have any more, basically. That's what
Shouldn't
we're
have in the
saying, isn't it?
first place, but
No.
you definitely should not have more.
No.
You tell me what you'd rather have for your kid. Would you rather have them get in a one-car accident where they weren't strapped down into a child safety seat, or would you rather have them grow up 18 years in a horrible environment? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd chance the accident any day of the week. Even if they lost an arm, I'd take the
See,
accident.
unfortunately, Stephanies don't really acknowledge that they're bringing it in an environment that is
I was just about to say, we
unhealthy.
can't be too hard on Stephanie, because maybe she doesn't. I mean, obviously, you're in a relationship. You don't know that it's going to turn out badly. You don't foresee those kinds of problems, and you may have children thinking this is a perfectly secure, happy, stable family home. And then it's only later that these problems start to manifest themselves.
Well, it's called denial, but I don't want to come down too hard on Stephanie because she's a victim of abuse herself.
Right.
But stop having kids. That's my angle. And get your crap straightened out, and then feel free to procreate. Bill, you're 17. How long have you been going out with your boyfriend, Melinda?
Oh, about 3.5 years, 4 years, something like that.
Oh, really? You met him before?
Oh, I did, way before.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I wouldn't have let you go into this.
Would you not?
I would have provided
Why
for
on
you.
earth not?
I would have been pimping you out on this.
And since she is very Christian, I, respect myself and I respect her, and we came up with the mutual decision that we wouldn't have sex until we're married, and that's never been a problem between us, which is kind of amazing in a teenage relationship. We've had a few problems because of her parents, but, overall we have a very good relationship. I try to be a very, very good boyfriend to her. I'm there when I need to be, and I'm not there, so I don't annoy her or anything.
And what's the problem?
The problem is that she just went to Kentucky last week, and she hasn't been there in 10 years. And she just met some old friends, and suddenly one guy down there who she spent like 5 hours with has just put doubts in her mind about our relationship. Before she left, she was like talking about getting married and this and that, And
she had feelings for this guy. She's 16.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But then 16 is very young anyway to have any kind of ideas about a relationship.
But that's the point, is that she's at least being honest about the fact that she spends an afternoon with some other guy, and oh my goodness, it changed everything.
And I'm just thinking, how could it be that, I've been with her for almost 3 years, and suddenly this one
That's why.
takes...
if you'd met her the day before, she wouldn't have let this infiltrate her feeble mind. But the point is, you guys have been together for a while. Mm-hmm. And she's become sort of...
but she's young as well, isn't she?
But she's young, and it's
this is what
normal.
happens.
It's normal.
Were you double D when you're 16, Melinda?
Oh, please.
Just yes or no. Just yes or no, please.
Double D personality, yes.
I mean, I just don't know that,
I can't masturbate to that.
No, didn't think you could. Sorry, let's get back to your problem.
That.
Let's get back to your problem.
I mean, I just don't know why I'm like, I'm really nice to her.
But Bill,
hold on a second. Hold on. Melinda, be quiet for a second. I gotta talk to my partner, Drew.
Yeah.
Did you get that chill in your bones?
That clingy, nice feel?
Nice. Oh, boy. Oh. 16-year-old girls, even God-fearing 16-year-old girls. Real nice doesn't keep them. That doesn't even bring them in.
But he can't. His denial is so profound. We were telling him that she's drifting. She's feeling elsewhere, and he just, but why? Why? Because she's 16. She's human. She's female.
Well, listen.
She's normal.
It doesn't matter what your gender is. If you're with somebody since the age of 13 and you're now 16, what do you do? Just stay with them till you're 95? I mean,
right. Never happens.
Never happens.
Yeah.
Think about how different you were at 13 than you were at 16.
Than you were at 19, than you were at 25.
That's right.
So may I interject now?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Well, yeah, they should not be thinking about marriage at the age of 16 and 17. They've not even grown up yet. They're going to change so much.
But where is it? Bill is having difficulty embracing and accepting this whole situation.
Right. Billy?
Yeah.
I think we've all taken a little powwow here and agreed that she's on the way out.
Yeah?
Yeah. Now, I know...
You know, she's sitting at home fasting. She's going to fast this whole week just so she can get an answer from God about what she should do. It's, like, pretty crazy, you know, and I've just learned to accept it from her, and it's just kind of weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is kind of weird.
It is.
But it sounds also like a way of dealing with her reality. And this is her way of dealing with it.
She has no access to this guy in Kentucky.
It's not about the guy.
Anything, you know?
Doesn't matter. It's what you call your impure thought. You know, it doesn't matter where you are around the country. There's always a guy, and there's always the possibility.
I mean, she's amazed too that just a trip to Kentucky, and all of a sudden she has different feelings after 5 hours with the guy. I mean, how shattering that would be to her as well. But it's the way it is. I mean, those are her feelings.
What should I do about it? I mean,
they're valid.
I don't like. I mean, if I always made an agreement with myself that if I ever was in a relationship where it was, you know, where a girl had to make a decision between me or her, I would always opt out because, you know, I don't think I deserve to play second fiddle.
Yeah, we're not saying. I tried that too, and then I ended up playing like fifth oboe for like at least a year. I mean, here's the deal, Bill. Here's all you can do. She can go ahead and fast on it and all that kind of stuff, but here's what you have to do. Do not be in denial. If she tells you, I don't care if she told you Moses came down and parted her bedspread and told her, here's the way it shoget be.
Marry Bill.
Marry whoever. You listen to her and take it at face value.
Yeah.
Don't get into a bunch of denial.
Don't get into why is it that way, can't be that way.
It already sounds bad, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
You guys have been together for 3 years. She goes to Kentucky. She talks to a guy for 5 hours. She's into him.
Yeah. Well, hey, they've been together since they were 13. Problem.
Right.
Right? Better get on with your life, find out who you are. Don't be afraid to let go.
Well, then maybe because they've been together for so long and she's met somebody else, maybe is that just kind of questioning excitement thing, and maybe when she actually realizes, you know, what she's got, maybe she'll be happy.
It could happen, it could pass, but the point is I'm just telling Bill, accept whatever reality is.
Absolutely.
If it is,
and don't push it, because it won't help.
If she wants to go, she needs to go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the.
And the healthier thing for both of them is if they do go see other people.
Who cares? Listen, Melinda. Seriously, when did
I need to go to the bathroom.
Go ahead. And you know what? Why don't you shut the light and hit your head on the rim of the toilet and pass out in there? I don't need you anymore. Stay in there.
Don't leave me alone.
No,
Come back.
Hey, lock the door. Put a chair in front of the door, Drew.
Help me.
All right, now listen. Stop this charade about pretending you're not attracted to me. That's ridiculous. Please.
Of course it's ridiculous.
No one in their right mind is going to believe that.
No, it's absolutely true.
They'd be instant. Seriously, when did you really fill out as a woman? Was it grade 10, as you call it? You know what I mean? Were you about 15?
I don't know what's grade 10.
15, 16?
No, I was very, very skinny, actually. Yeah, very skinny.
But you blossomed.
Yes.
When did that happen?
Eventually. In my early 20s.
Oh, really?
Really, yes. Late teens, early 20s.
That's very unique. Interesting.
I'm sure it must be
I'm
to
starting to
somebody
create
somewhere.
a file on you now. Because most women say, you know, they were flat-chested all the way through 9th, 10th grade, then all of a sudden, pow, the summer between 10th and 11th grade, they just shot out, you know.
Actually, that does sort of happen, yes. Yeah, they do sort of spring out of nowhere.
But you didn't have those beautiful double Ds in high school or anything like that?
No, thank God. Otherwise, netball would have been very painful.
Oh, netball? That's like volleyball?
Is it? No, it's not actually. No, netball's like basketball, but for girls.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do you have a uniform?
PE knickers. Blue.
Oh, yeah.
Very large, though.
Nice. All right, we're going to go to break. I got to run to the bathroom now, too, coincidentally. We'll be right back.
Ad Council. Hi, this is Jennifer Gray, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. You're my stern but groovy master, Adam.
Yes, you is. Yes, I is. I mean, Melinda Messenger's, I guess, tonight. Hold on. Let me see if I could talk producer Ann into coaxing our guest back into the studio where the show's going on. Ann, could you tell Melissa to hop on down the bunny trail here? And I can't hear you. Is she in the bathroom or something? Oh. Did I say Melissa? Oh, Melinda.
You just stay right here. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Oh, she skipped to the loo. My darling has skipped to the loo. Phone number, 1-800-LFVE-191. Let's talk about Melinda while she's gone. She's a Page Street girl from England, and she's just quite a package. She's just a beautiful, blonde, perky, huge chest, and it's like God stole a little sunshine, put it right in your tuchus. It's beautiful. Here she is now.
Well, I only came in and caught the end bit. I was going to sit and listen at the door and see what you said about me, but then I thought, no, I can't bear to hear it.
Oh, yes, you can. She's just whatever she sounds like, that's what she looks like, everybody.
Oh, dear.
Just a fantastic little package. And that's the way I like them, too. Short and busty. I like that. And not screwed up like everyone here in the United States. You're normal. You're healthy. You have a good sense of humor. You'd be a good influence on the kids.
Oh, right. Thank you very much.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I think, is that some kind of compliment, do you think?
Oh, yes, it is. It is. Look at Drew. She's
some kind of compliment.
Some kind of compliment. It's there somewhere. If you just sort of cut it away a bit, it's in there somewhere.
You're very healthy.
Thank you.
Hey, Engineer Mike, can't you pull up one of those websites where you find a picture of her in the page 3 that I could look at, please?
I've been trying. That's all I came up with. I'm sorry. I'll keep looking for you, though.
Let me tell you something.
Engineer Mike. I haven't done that many. Page 3, I've told you, actually.
I know, but you're famous. Now, let me ask you on this topless picture on these page 3. Are you totally naked and they put you like in front of a cactus or something?
No.
Or are you just topless?
Just topless.
What are you wearing on the bottom? Like a bikini bottom?
Bikini bottom or knickers.
Knickers or underwear?
Underwear, absolutely.
Oh, that's even better.
Remember, in Europe, topless is sort of how people bathe.
Absolutely, we all, yeah.
You mean sunbathe?
Yeah. Yeah, sunbathe, absolutely.
Do you sunbathe topless?
Yeah.
Really?
Everybody does.
Really?
Yeah. And
Where?
men do.
Where? Oh. Where do you go? You go to the beach?
We go to the beach, preferably.
That's so good. You don't have a sister, really? Can't you get your mom? Is your mom still alive?
She is.
Can't she get busy?
I don't think so, somehow. But I'll put you in touch with my brother.
Yeah, I like to talk to him. I like to harvest his offspring, actually. Set him up with a woman. Sarah.
Yeah.
You're 18.
Yeah.
Here's my plan. I'm 34 now. The career's going pretty good. I'm going to make some money. I'm going to get a couple houses. And I'm going to have a couple of mistresses. And I'm going to hit a midlife crisis about 15 to 20 years. Okay? When I have the midlife crisis, I'll have to divorce whoever I'm married to and move on to a much younger woman. And I'm looking for good gene stock, a good gene pool to draw from. And so far, Melinda's pool is the nicest deep end. I got to tell you that right now. I would never pee in your pool.
Oh, I thank you so much.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Hey, you're 18?
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
I was just wondering, I'm thinking about getting my nipples pierced, and I want to know if there's any, long-term effect or, thing that I should know about.
Certainly seen people get infections and have problems with sort of local inflammatory reactions.
Mm-hmm.
I always worry that you're going to make an already difficult process a higher risk for failure, breastfeeding.
Yeah, that's
because
what
things
I was
don't
thinking.
come out the way they necessarily should. And I've never really got a straight answer from the piercing institutions around town that they sort of say, yeah, it could, you can still breastfeed, but it could cause some issues, maybe make things more difficult. That's the main issue. And then, of course, there's, again, the bleeding and infection that follows the immediate healing.
Mm-hmm.
Would it make it more sensitive?
Yeah.
Or less sensitive?
Yeah.
Having your nipple
I'm
pierced?
guessing it might make it more sensitive at the beginning and then less
That's
later
what
on.
we typically hear.
I mean, like anything that it has a little scar tissue on it. This is Wendy's having a hole in
Listen,
something. Make it more sensitive.
anything in human function that you overdo ends up having a consequence later. So, for instance, something like Viagra concerns me. We don't know yet what the long-term consequences are, but yet healthy people are wanting to use this drug.
Let me tell you, this Melinda's Viagra and knickers. Believe me, you are like a trip to the Viagra. What is that? The doctor that prescribes Viagra? Oh, you could cure any man. Let me tell you, here's how it works. All the guys who can't get an erection, I bring them over to Melinda's. They can't get it up. I take them out in the alley and beat the F out of them because I'm so disgusted.
Getting back to Sarah.
All right, Sarah, don't get a piercing, would you little screwball?
Why not?
Please, you look like an idiot.
Nobody's going to see it unless I want them to.
Oh, who cares? And if no one's going to see it, then who cares? That's right.
The sensitivity of it.
No, please. What's up with you? Something's wrong with you.
But what if you catch it or something? That would worry me. That's what we were worrying about piercings. If you pull it, that could be just so painful.
You get caught on some of my dental work. Sarah?
Yeah.
All right, it's a ridiculous idea. You'll be sorry you did it. Just knock it off, would you?
Okay.
Who cares? Please. Understand?
Uh-huh.
Why don't you get a clip-on?
My what?
A clip-on. You know, like you wear clip-on earrings.
Like my grandma wears.
Get a clip-on nipple
Your
piercing.
grandma has clip-on nipple rings?
No, she has clip-on, I think we call them like clamp-on here. I don't know why we do, but my grandmother has
clip-on nipple piercings?
Talk about being cheap. Well, God knows where else she puts them, but she's been hanging them off her ears, like, you know, the chandeliers that were on the Titanic. That's how big my grandma's clip-on earrings are. And she's got these great, they're like day-glow green. I mean, it's just a lot of earring. There's like half the rainforest is tied up in these earrings, big wooden green, grandma earrings. And she never got her ears pierced. And she clamps these damn things on, You put them on your ears, and then you clamp them on. And I don't know why. I've never really thought about it, because Grandma just always used to clamp on earrings. But after, 70 years of dragging around these big clamp-on chandeliers...
You'd think she'd get them pierced, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe for her 85th birthday. I'll pony up the $10 and take her down to the mall and get her done. All right. Should we keep tallying ho here?
Michael.
Hello?
Hi, Michael.
Oh, Michael's 12.
What's up, Michael?
Hi.
Hey, turn your radio down, Michael.
Okay.
Yeah. Michael's 12. All right, Joel.
Wait.
Hold on, he's hurting my ear. Okay.
What happened to Michael?
I just put him on hold. I couldn't stand to hear him run over to the radio in his little jammies with the flap on.
You might have had a big problem.
Michael, we're back.
Okay, good.
Michael?
Yes?
How are you, buddy?
Fine.
Good. You're 12 years old.
Yeah?
I feel really dirty now that he's been listening to the show.
Are you 12?
Yeah?
Okay. Oh, the radio.
Is that somebody calling you, or is that
It's us on a delay.
Hey, Michael?
What?
I hate to discipline a 12-year-old so severely, but we did ask you to turn the radio down a few minutes ago.
Did you pretend, Michael?
Oh, wait. Who are you there with?
My cousin.
Your cousin. How old is he or she?
He's 15.
Now, don't let him touch you.
Okay.
I've been doing this show long enough. Believe me, I know what goes on. I want you to put a mousetrap in your pants before you go to bed tonight.
Okay.
All right.
He's only 12.
Believe me, that's why he needs to put a mousetrap in there.
Don't listen to him.
All right, Michael, what's your question?
I have this, I like this girl at school, and I was asking if you can give me tips on how to ask her out.
Tips on how to ask her out?
Yeah.
All right, Melinda, go ahead.
Okay.
Can you imagine if this Melinda got in front of Michael? His head would just explode. He wouldn't know what to do. He'd just run in a circle, and then he'd fall down on one arm and start pivoting around it like Mo or Shemp from the Three Stooges,
Don't pay any attention,
he would just
Michael.
die. You could kill him. You could kill him by just taking your top off in front of him.
Oh, please.
Me, you could just put me in a coma for a couple of minutes, but I'd be back.
Michael.
Yes?
So how old is this girl? Is she the same age as you?
Yes.
She is. And is she in your class, or?
No.
She's not. Okay. And does she know that you like her?
No.
She doesn't. So she's had absolutely no idea whatsoever.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you spoken to her at all yet?
Huh?
Have you talked to her at all yet?
It's going to be a real long call.
Not yet. Well, maybe that's how you should start then. Maybe you should just start by, saying hello and, just having general conversation and then just see how she responds.
Okay.
What would you want to hear?
At 12.
At 12 years old.
Well, even now. Well, now it's all about cocaine and money. But back then, I mean, what would you have wanted to hear?
Actually, I have to admit, at 12 years old, I really didn't like boys at all. And I would have ran a mile if a boy came to talk to me.
You're into the
I have
chips?
to be honest. Yeah, at 12 years old, I just wasn't interested. I was a bit of a late starter.
Oh, really?
So,
I like that. Low mileage.
But...
Yeah.
So, Michael, don't feel too despondent. If she's not interested, then, don't you worry about that.
But he should just go up and start talking to her?
I think you should just try and be friends, first of all, and then that's it. And then just see what happens.
Okay.
All right, so you go up, you start talking to her, and you try to be friends.
Yeah, that's
And friends mean getting together outside of the school, maybe.
Let's try a little role playing with Melinda. But later on, I'm going to do my own role playing.
Yeah, you're by yourself, though.
Absolutely.
Oh,
you can
yeah.
play with your rolls all you like.
Oh, I'm going to squeeze the cream right out of that roll.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Is there any cream left in
Oh.
that?
Oh, you made at him before.
Exactly.
Hey, Michael?
Yes?
All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to pretend Melinda. What's your friend's name? Who you want to talk to? The girl.
Jennifer?
Jennifer. Okay, I want you to pretend that Melinda is Jennifer, and I want you to go up to her and introduce yourself to her. Pretend you just saw her out on the yard, during recess. Okay.
What would you say? What would you
All right,
say,
you ready?
Michael?
Go ahead.
Hi, Jennifer. This is my name is Michael.
That's a good start.
Now be Jennifer, would you?
That's good. Be Jennifer. I don't think I could be Jennifer.
All right, but later I'm going to need you to be my old stripper girlfriend.
Just pretend you're a Jennifer, you're 12-year-old who wants to talk to boys.
We're not going to play out your fantasies here, Adam. But Michael, no, I think, yeah, definitely. You just talk to her like you talk to any one of your friends.
Well, the 12-year-old does better than Melinda does.
Yeah, go.
Play the role.
Michael, go ahead, please.
12 years, 12?
Be Jennifer.
Okay, that was a long time ago. I don't think I can remember back to me.
But not Melinda's
listen,
Jennifer.
You're an
it's
actress,
Jennifer.
right?
Okay.
Act. Go ahead, Michael.
Who do I act like?
Ooh.
Like Michael.
hurts
Just
my ears.
you're talking to Jennifer. Just pretend. Go.
Okay, so.
Go. He makes me do this all the time, too. It's hard.
Come on. There's Jennifer. There's your opening. Go talk to her. You're out in the schoolyard. Here we go.
I'm Jennifer, Michael.
Hi, Jennifer. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Michael. And how are you?
Fine.
Good.
So, what are you doing today?
Well, I'm not sure, actually. I'm just, doing normal stuff, going to lessons and things. What are you up to?
Nothing.
Okay, that's a good start.
Keep coming, Michael. Keep at her.
You got to be like the tide, baby. You just got to keep rolling.
I don't know, maybe offer me some crisps or something.
Some what?
Crisps.
Some potato chips? Michael?
Hello?
All right, okay.
I think
you might want to practice in front of the mirror a little bit.
Dead horse and flogging are the two words that come to mind now. But anyway, I have to say something. It's 20 to 12. Michael, why aren't you in bed?
Oh, he's probably 2 or he is. Where are you calling from, Michael?
Fanny?
Where?
Beaumont.
Beaumont. What state?
California.
California.
Oh, okay.
Banning.
Oh, Banning. Okay.
And don't let us put you off, Michael. You talk to her. Just treat her as you would any other friend, and I'm sure it'll be fine.
This Michael must be some kind of good looking. Because his pickup line is, "Hey, I'm Michael." And then
what was your pickup line at 12 years old?
I would yell, "Love me," and I would start hugging their leg.
What, like one of those little dogs?
Yeah.
That you just can't shake off.
And start moving in a weird way.
He hasn't changed very much.
No, he hasn't changed at all, has he?
You'll see me have a regression in the hallway later on this evening. Actually, right about now. Okay, page 3 model. Melinda's here. Dr. Drew, you never modeled anything?
No.
My thought. I had a thought on modeling last week, and I thought to myself, I've never met a model who actively pursued modeling.
Who tells you that? Yeah, who tells you I really worked hard?
Now, Melinda said she was working somewhere and she won out for something, and I thought that was forthright, and I appreciated that, because before that, every single model that's ever interviewed, they're sitting down with Christy Brinkley or whoever they're sitting down with, and they say, "How'd you get into modeling?" And they go, "Well, I was at a cafe, And some guy came up and he gave me his card and told me this, but I took his card and I put it down. I didn't think anything of it. And then, blah, blah, blah. And then he came around. No woman and no male, there's nobody who's ever attempted to get into modeling. I've discovered from hearing interviews with models. They all had somebody beg them to be models. And I thought to myself, well, the reason they say that is because it would sound sort of narcissistic or something, or that they were full of themselves if they said, well, I march my good-looking ass straight on down to the agency, and I said, here's the goods, buddy. Make me a millionaire. And I realized the guy models now, they really have to lie. You know what I mean? If women have to lie about being modeling, guys really got to lie because they're that much more vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have their stories. Like, you ever hear one of these guy models? Like, I was working on my cousin's farm, and a couple of guys jumped out of a van, got me in a headlock, and dragged me to New York, and then forced me to go out at the end of this runway, and then yelled for me, so I came back, and I made $2,000, did a bunch of blow, and banged another model. Okay, that's my model.
So what made you become?
We'll get into it.
Right.
All right, we'll be back.
Hey, this is Fiona Apple, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, you is. Melinda Messenger is here. She's a page 3 model and a model in general from England. Just scrumdiddlyicious. And let me tell you something, all you gay photographers out there, and all you gay model agents who got to sit there and decide what us straight guys want to see. Ridiculous notion, isn't it? Well, they get a vegetarian and put him to work on the beef council, decide what the hell we want to eat. It's ridiculous. See this Calvin Klein interviewed on TV. He's lisping and wisping and prancing and mincing and talking about Kate Moss. And here's someone I went, oh, screw you. I want to see some jugs. So we got some old queen deciding what I want to see.
Look for the areas. Fill that space.
Oh, I want to see chicks like this Melinda. That's what I want to see. Busty. Broad at the bust and narrow at the hip, and everyone knows you don't give no lip to Big Melinda. Maybe Big John. That's what I want to see. And thank God I have Engineer Mike here, because he pulled out a nice picture of you in your bathing suit with your top off. So finally I get to see something.
Let's have a look.
Thank God. You want to look at that one? Now this is my kind of topless picture here. The hair's wet, lovely breasts. Hey Drew, what do you need to see that for? That's one more kick in the ass you're gonna get for your wife when you get home. You know the good thing about Drew's wife, I could sit here and make a pic of myself for 2 hours. Drew would not say a word, still get his ass kicked. That's right. Oh, look at that. That is scrumdiddlyicious. Look at that, Drew. Come on. You're a doctor, but you're a man first. Huh? There's nothing wrong with that. That's the female form.
And
believe me.
And a body's a very natural thing.
It certainly is.
We shouldn't be embarrassed about it, or we shouldn't think that it's wrong or pervy, because it's not. It's very.
Some people should be a little embarrassed, but not you, my dear.
Thank you.
All right. That is wonderful work. Thank you, Engineer Mike. Engineer, I'll tell you, I knew if anyone could get to he's the Elliot Ness of pornography. He really, you want a man, was that his name, Elliot Ness?
Horace Greeley?
No, don't give me weird.
What is
who's the guy who busted Al Capone in the boys? The Untouchables. Yeah, that's Mike. Except for no posse. He works alone. And when I say he works alone, but there's nobody who can find pornography on the internet like Engineer Mike. It really can. And he's like one of those drug-sniffing dogs at the airport, except for he smells the crotch.
Oh.
Yes.
What an image.
James. Well, I gave him a little scent of yours, and he was fast on his way. James, you're 17.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I'm 17, and I have a child from a 32-year-old woman.
Who is the woman?
She's just a woman I met through going to parties and stuff like that. And, well, actually, she was living at my best friend's house for a while.
What's her deal?
Well, she was involved in, drugs and stuff like that, but she's all clean now, which is developing a problem. I was thinking, well, I'll just get my son and, get her out of the picture, since when, I came to my mom about it, she called the cops behind my back and...
On her?
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And so the DA picked up on that, and they're gonna, I guess, send her to jail for that. But the thing was, I was just gonna get my son and get her out of that. But lately, I've been around her and my son. And,
Sounds like you're around the TV or the microwave too.
Hold on, let me change my channel.
Hey, listen, jackhole, and all jackholes, attention jackholes, get on the phone that is plugged squarely into the wall. Not the one, not the portable one. Not the picture, the picture of the box. It shows the guy lying by his neighbor's pool with his phone on his belly on the raft, talking. No problem. Yeah. I step outside of the front door so I get air traffic control. You can get 10 feet from the base unit. Yeah. Please. James?
Yeah.
You on your good phone now?
All right, so
it's my only phone.
All right, so finish.
Yeah. Well, okay. So the problem is now she's doing really good. She even stopped smoking. I see her with my son, and I see a good mother.
All right. Well, then that's it.
That's good news, isn't it?
She's part mama. Fine.
Well, the thing is, she's still going to get in trouble.
Why?
Because it's illegal in this state to, statutory rape.
Can you convince your mom not to press charges?
Well, it's too late. The DA already picked it up.
Done.
They won't drop it.
Let me say something. I'm putting him on hold because of the
crackly
interference. But I believe, and I'm no lawyer, but hell, I'm no psychologist. I tell people what to do all the time. So why not talk about the law? I think that if he doesn't press charges, if he doesn't really pursue it, it's not going to turn out to be much of anything.
And even if it does turn out to be something, they're going to take into account the fact that she has a child, and the punishment, I think, will be allocated accordingly. I think she has to understand, I think she will understand if she's in recovery, that she still needs to deal with the consequences and wreckage of her past, and those need to be brought to bear. She needs to feel those consequences as part of her recovery, if indeed she really is in a recovery from her addiction, which we'll see.
Right.
But it's not James' business right now about all that, how she deals. It is her child. She is the mom. And she is in recovery, it sounds like, or in some form of recovery.
All right, so just try to be a good daddy and try not to be another daddy. Oh, boy. That's why I'm moving to England.
Right, we're sort of done.
Huh? No, we're not done. We're never done.
He's gone.
Oh, he is? Okay, we're done. Well, let me find something. This poor bastard's been on hold for 72 minutes, Drew. Dave.
Yeah.
Two male buddies keep bugging him in a gay way.
Yeah.
And won't leave him alone.
How did you deal with that, Adam?
Shut up, Drew.
You're gay.
Listen, Dave?
Yeah.
What are they bugging you in a gay way? They're coming on to you?
Yeah. I mean...
Are they gay?
No, as far as I know.
They're just grabbing your junk, right?
Well, they're grabbing their junk, they're grabbing mine.
Yeah.
And are they friends of yours?
That's a ritual in this country.
That's what guys do. They grab junk.
Well, they've taken it way too far with me.
Really? All right, well, tell them they're out of line.
I have, and they won't leave me alone. I've bluntly told them, leave me alone.
You know, it came to an Adams troops case.
What I have to do?
You resorted to poo-flinging.
True, please.
Is that not the case?
Oh, when I hear you weaving your tales in front of young Loveline.
Is that not true?
That is an absolute fabrication.
Adam.
What?
Did you not fling poo? Okay.
Will not answer that on the grounds that
Melinda's sitting here, right?
Incriminate me. All I'm saying is I'm not proud of my past, but I did what I had to do. I fought my way from the streets. You know what I mean?
But you're ready for it now.
A lot of guys have to, scratch and claw their way up.
But
you respect
she
that,
seems to like you even more now after that.
Seriously, if you broke up with your boyfriend,
you'd be the first person that I'd run away from.
Oh, please.
No, I'm joking. You're lovely.
Oh, you hear that?
Lovely.
Seriously.
In a strange kind of way.
I know. It's never going to happen. But, hypothetically, you'd be into me, right?
Just say yes. You won't get out of here until yes.
I would. Okay. Definitely.
Really?
You're my stern but groovy master, Adam.
Yes. All right. We're going to go to break. We'll be back.
Oh, yeah. Everybody now.
Datura?
No.
Oxnard.
All right, just quiet down. You're cutting invaluable Melinda and Adam time. Thank you very much, sweet cheeks, for coming on. You look at her. Breath of fresh air.
Aww.
I'd like to just hang you from my car rearview mirror. We could drive around all town together so I could be happy while I was on the road. Imagine that.
I just have to say my breath isn't that fresh. I've had too many cups of coffee.
Doesn't matter.
That manky coffee breath that
That's
you get, which
all
is
right.
really horrible.
For you, I'd make the exception. Ah, baby. All right, we're going to wrap it up. Who cares who's in tomorrow night? I don't care. Melinda, thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much for having me here. It's been a pleasure.
Go back to your people and tell them to send more over. Like yourself. All right, not these toothless, pissed-off, drunken Brit bands either. I want more like you.
Okay.
All right, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed herein are not necessarily those of the staff or management or producers or directors or the advertising or anyone. They might be Bob's. I'm Bob, and they're mine. The producer of Loveline is Ann Wilkins. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment. Arg. We now return you to your highly tested, regularly scheduled programming. Bye.